Our police officers and military personnel work hard daily to protect this country and those who reside here. Over the last few weeks, America has seen turmoil, anger, and disconnect amongst citizens. The Black Lives Matter campaign has led to peaceful protests, but also violent protests. Those across America have stood up in bravery and courage to protest and defend Black lives after the sad event of George Floyd took place. However, American citizens have started to criticize, accuse, and develop hatred towards police officers and military personnel. Is this hatred and stereotyping of police and military justified after the murder of George Floyd has taken place? My name is Danielle Monjo, and I work as an emergency department registered nurse at the Miriam Hospital. In the emergency department, I work alongside police officers and correctional officers frequently. They sometimes assist EMS personnel in bringing combative patients to the emergency department, or they accompany inmate patients who come to the ED. There have been many instances and situations where I have been personally protected by, or I have witnessed my coworkers being protected by police or correctional officers from combative, abusive, and aggressive patients. I am extremely grateful for those officers, and in some days in the ED, I would not be able to do my job without their assistance or protection. The Black Lives Matter campaign is aimed to focus on issues of racial injustice, police brutality, and Black immigration. Black lives continue to be targeted for demise in our country, and also in different parts around the world. However, are police and military personnel completely at fault for this? Police brutality and violence is very real in our society, unfortunately. Police have been found to use excessive and unnecessary force in some situations, including physical or verbal harassment, physical or mental injury, property damage, and in some instances, death. The saddening situation involving George Floyd is just one example of extreme police brutality. However, due to these limited amount of situations, should all police officers and military personnel be held responsible and accountable for police brutality? Those who endure and partake in violence and brutality against citizens, whether they're Black or white, should be held accountable for their deliberate actions. Not all of these officers should be accused of brutality, as there are many good and caring officers in this country and around the world. Allie's Donuts, a small popular donut shop located in North Kingston, Rhode Island, on the southern end of the state, chose to take a stand against police brutality. The owner, Matt Drescher, announced to the public that the shop ended discounts for the military and police as a call to end racism and injustice in law enforcement. This action by Allie's Donuts owner Matt Drescher was not necessary, as it is a punishment towards all officers and military personnel, while some are not deserving of it. After some in the public were offended by this, Matt stated to the public, "That message didn't really convey my intention. I just wanted to take away a privilege from people so that we could all be equal." I believe Matt had genuinely good intentions with his actions. However, this was taken negatively by some. This included veterans who protested against Allie's Donuts 1 week after Matt's announcement. They held American flags and brought their own donuts to stand up against this action. Matt's decision drew both support and criticism. Sal Kawase, an Army veteran and organizer of the protest, stated, "It has nothing to do with the discount. What it has to do with is the disrespect for the brothers and sisters." Veterans felt his announcement was disrespectful and his statement was derogatory. Matt did apologize to the public, especially military and police. However, his decision caused many to have a negative outlook on him and his infamous business, Allie's Donuts. A social scientific theory that applies to this trending communication campaign includes the theory of reasoned action. According to Floyd, in our Introduction to Communications textbooks, this theory is based on assumption that people make rational, deliberate decisions about their behaviors. Owner Matt Drescher made a deliberate, planned decision to end these discounts. Whether his actions were correct or not, based on personal opinion, he formally made this decision in an attempt to contribute to the community and make those in society all feel equal. America as a country has witnessed turmoil, anger, sadness, and disconnect in 2020, not only from the Black Lives Matter campaign, but also from the pandemic with the coronavirus. We must all treat each other equally in these difficult times. Whether white or black, military personnel, police officers, emergency department registered nurse, or whatever you may do in your career, we must treat each other with respect. This includes not punishing and criticizing all for police brutality and violence. These officers work hard daily to protect our country. So let's step up in love and kindness and respect and treat them with equality, as we will also stand up and treat Black lives with love and equality in this country.